Okay, what we're going to talk about now is TC's Brickwall 2 limiter algorithm. Now there's masses and masses of limiters on the market in software and hardware, but TC's Brickwall 2 limiter was one of the first ones to offer the facility to try and pinpoint hidden intersample peaks, which you get when you really crush material right to the maximum and really maximize it out volume wise. Now the real importance for getting rid of these peaks is that a lot of older CD players and radio broadcasts have problems with those peaks, and they can create nasty artifacts. I had the pleasure of spending a day over at TC's headquarters in Denmark recently talking to Thomas Lund, who's kind of TC's loudness evangelist, and he showed me all sorts of horrible things to do with what your music would sound like in various ways if you crush it to the limit and don't use things like a Brickwall limiter with intersample reduction. So what I'm going to show you now is a remix which I did, which has been put through a limiter, but it's not TC's limiter, and it told me that there were no peaks left, and the meters in Logic and all various other meters that I tried said that there were no peaks left. But then I'm going to show you it fed into the brick wall, and you'll see that we're going to be able to still take away those hidden peaks. So here's a bit of the mix. Okay, we'll put it in solo. Now you can hear it's really pumped, but that's right for the style. And the meters say that there's nothing to be worried about. So all would seem great, but I know that if that mix was put onto CD and certain people tried to play it, that it would sound ghastly on certain players, and also radio may have a problem with it, and it might break up under certain circumstances. So now let's hear the mix going into TC's Brickwall 2 limiter. Now I don't have to do very much with this, it's very simple to work with. I've got a setup page and I've got a main page, and I can set the threshold, the profile, the kind of limiting we want to do, upsampling, and whether you want it to be adaptive, and then we can set a delay if we want to, phase inversion, but I just usually set it on the 0 dBFS setting, just so that I can be sure that I'm just taking away the absolute top. So let's have a listen now and see what it's doing. Now you can see, suddenly we're taking away stuff. All the hidden overs that the other limiter didn't pick up on. And I also think that material that goes through the brick wall has a much smoother, rounded sound to it. If we listen to the mix before it went through the brick wall, I think it's kind of a little bit ragged around the top. And now through the brick wall. I think it's a much smoother sound, and I know that anything that I put through the brick wall that's been really slammed to the limit, whether it be a kind of trance mix like that or a really heavily compressed dubstep mix, I can get rid of all those nasty little gremlins and know that it's going to play back great on any CD player or radio broadcast that it's going to ever be used for. So that's the Brickwall 2 limiter.